¿Cómo se siente el día de hoy?
Oh, feliz.
Feliz, ¿verdad? Porque estamos en el jardín botánico, ¿verdad?
In just a moment, we will begin our journey.
Estamos
The New York Botanical Garden is an iconic living museum, a major educational
y ahora nosotros
institution,
estamos felices
and a
porque hemos
renowned plant
vuelto al
research
jardín
and
botánico,
conservation
¿verdad?
organization.
Estamos felices,
The
estamos
tram
por
makes
el
a
jardín
complete loop
botánico.
of the garden grounds,
Le vamos
taking
a dejar
about
ver
30
el
minutes.
jardín botánico,
The
vamos a ir
trip
en el
offers an
carrito
overview of
a
the
dar la
garden's
vuelta por el jardín.
collections and activities
Aquí
that
con el don
support our mission to
¿verdad?
study, showcase,
Hola,
and save the
hola a
plants of
todos.
the world. Along the way,
Vamos a
we'll
dar la
point out
vuelta.
important and interesting plants, trees,
Aquí vamos.
buildings, and landmarks, as well as discuss the history and other
Ya
features of
casi
the garden.
vamos a salir.
We encourage you to hop off at any of the tram stops and explore on your own. You can always get back on board or continue your visit on
Vamos
foot.
en el carrito
As you
en
explore,
el carrito que se
we
da la
ask that
vuelta
you stay on the paths to help us
alrededor del
preserve the
jardín
fragile
botánico.
ecosystem and keep it healthy for
Entonces, para
generations
poder
to
ver
come.
mejor
Your tram driver and attendant can
los
provide
jardines,
directions to points of interest
los
and answer
árboles, las
questions about the
plantas
garden.
y todo
And
lo
we
que
hope that
hay
you'll
aquí
participate
alrededor
in
del
one of
jardín
today's
botánico.
programs or walking tours listed in the daily handout.
A reminder,
Faltaba
please
una
remain seated
señal.
and keep your hands and feet inside the tram while we're in motion.
Casi no.
We thank Con Ed for its sponsorship of greening the garden and garden trams, which are fueled with clean, natural gas. Enjoy your ride.
Aquí iremos a dar la
York
vuelta.
Botanical Garden was founded in
Ahí
1891
vamos.
and has been an oasis of beauty and learning for generations of visitors. The Botanical Garden encompasses
¿Verdad que a nosotros nos encanta la
250 and
naturaleza,
is
no?
home to more
Sí,
than
me
1 million
encanta,
living
nos
plants.
encanta mucho la
It is one of the foremost gardens in the world
hermosa.
and was
Es
named
la
a
mejor
National
creación de
Historic
Dios,
Landmark
¿verdad?
in 1967.
Tan linda.
Just up the hill on side B, past the large rock outcropping, is the rock garden. It's
Miren
home
ese
to an
árbol
incredible
blanco
selection of
allá.
unusual
Madre mía,
flowers
qué
and
belleza.
plants from around the world
Chiquitito,
that are
chiquitito.
grown in,
Pero
around,
mire qué
and on
lindo.
rocks,
Entonces la gente viene,
including
se
some of the
tira sus
smallest plants
fotos.
in the Botanical Garden.
Yo también ya aquí
On
bailo.
side A,
Como
you'll see a
ustedes
collection
saben,
of
hago
pines
TikTok.
and other cone-bearing
Entonces bailo en el
plants.
TikTok.
That's the Arthur and Janet Ross Conifer Arboretum.
Hoy está bonito
There are
el
more
día,
than
no hace
1,000
frío.
pines,
Porque estos
spruces,
otros días ha
firs,
hecho mucho
and
frío,
other
esta me he
conifers in this
enfermado.
collection, including many venerable trees planted in the 1890s, right after the garden was established.
Beyond the conifers lies the Botanical Garden's crown jewel, the Enid A. Haupt Conservatory, completed in 1902. Inside, you can explore an acre under glass, a journey that takes you from tropical rainforest habitats to dry deserts. Filled with thousands of plants, it is an absolute wonder and the anchor for the garden's exhibition program.
Ahead, at the top of the hill, is the Lester T. Hertz Library Building, completed in 1901. In front is the Lillian Goldman Fountain of Life, which was inspired by the Baroque fountains of Rome.
The Mertz Library is home to more than 11 million items. The oldest is a manuscript from 1190. We also have field notebooks from botanists who went to uncharted regions in search of rare and new species. It's the largest and most active botanical and horticultural library in the world. While scientists are across the globe come to do research, the library is open to everyone. It's a great place to learn more about what you see here at the garden. The library's art gallery hosts several exhibitions each year, which explore the deep connections between gardening and the humanities. You can also visit the science exhibitions in this building to learn more about the work of our cutting-edge researchers.
Head toward the main road. Take a minute to appreciate the tulip tree alley.
Allée is French for a tree-lined walk.
These are tulip trees, named for the green and yellow springtime flowers that resemble tulips. This memorable planting
Miren
was
este
named a
árbol
New York
tan
City
hermoso,
landmark
tan
in 2009,
grande,
along with the library building and Fountain of Life. According to garden lore, the tulip trees planted here came from a single mother tree, which is the largest tree in the LA, and is just
el
one
árbol
of
madre.
thousands
¿Sí
of
oyó,
trees
verdad?
across the
El
landscape that are
tree,
older than the garden
mother
itself.
tree. Eso es
The
el
rest
árbol
of the
madre.
tulip trees were planted in 1905 under the direction of the garden's founding director,
Así
botanist and
Así
taxonomist.
en el verano, ya cuando calienta,
Britain
aquí
and his
vienen y
wife, Elizabeth
traen
Knight,
frutas y vegetales a
herself a
vender.
distinguished botanist,
Y se
were
pone
leaders of
esto,
the
ven,
movement to create a grand botanical garden
porque
in
son
New York
frutas y
City in the
vegetales
late
orgánicos,
19th
¿verdad, Omar?
century. While on their honeymoon in London in 1888, they visited the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew.
Que traen de los
What they saw
campos de
inspired
aquí de
them
los
to
Estados
lobby
Unidos,
elected
ya sea
officials and civic leaders
Pensilvania,
to create a public garden dedicated to science, education, and horticulture in
traen
New
esas
York.
frutas y vegetales
The Britons were
orgánicos.
successful, and in 1891,
Miren este
the
arbolito.
New York State Legislature
chiquitito.
incorporated the New York Botanical
Qué
Garden.
lindo, miren cómo tiene las
Soon after, the couple selected this site, which featured a 50-acre old-growth forest surrounded by fields and pastures. In 1895, landscape architect Albert Fox, co-designer of Manhattan Central Park, created a master plan for the garden to allow for the planting of beautiful and diverse collections, while preserving the natural beauty of the landscape.
More than 125 years after its founding, the garden staff remain dedicated to preserving the natural and horticultural beauty of the landscape. They care for thousands of mature trees, plant hundreds of thousands of bulbs, annuals, and perennials, mow 75 acres of turf, and clip a mile of hedges to maintain this green oasis in the middle of New York City.
The garden is also a center for research and home to scientists and graduate students who are working to understand plant diversity and save the plants of the world. As they travel the globe, they might be collaborating with local partners
Vamos a quedar arriba donde están las flores, ¿verdad? Ahí nos quedamos. Donde están las flores, ahí. Como es un jardín ya que están todas las flores.
Closer to home,
Ahí nos
they
vamos a
document
quedar.
native plant species in
Voy a
Hudson
grabar
Valley
otro
and
video
Central
para
Park.
ustedes. Que
NYBG
ya los he
scientists
grabado
have written hundreds
anteriormente,
of
pero
books,
ahora
from field
estamos en otro año.
references to a handbook of poisonous plants
Otro año
used in hospital emergency rooms.
Many of our scientists work in the garden's Pfizer Plant Research Laboratory and the William and Linda Steer Herbarium. The Steer Herbarium is the second largest herbarium in the world.
Miren los
It houses
arbolitos
approximately 8
secos porque
million
estamos
dried
saliendo del
best
invierno.
plant specimens, including some dating to the 1700s, which are used by scientists to identify new species and document where plants grow. Today, this area is called Twin Lakes. A century ago, people used to flock here to swim in summer and ice skate in winter. Today, birds flock here, especially water birds and seasonally migrating species. On Saturday mornings, you can join free bird watching tours. Garden visitors have spotted more than 200 species.
We're about to cross the Bronx River, originating in Westchester County and extending 23 miles to the East River. It is the city's only freshwater river, once lined with factories and mills. It became very polluted. Now, thanks to the efforts of conservation organizations, the river is cleaner than it has been in centuries, and is once again home to a wonderful array of wildlife, from beavers to American eels.
Just downstream from here, the Bronx River cuts a dramatic gorge through the 50-acre Thane Family Forest, the largest surviving stand of uncut first-growth forest in New York City. Since its founding, the garden has preserved the forest in its natural state. But over the centuries, it has suffered from the impacts of human activity and invasive non-native species. To ensure the forest remains healthy, the garden has implemented a program of ecological restoration.
We're approaching our next stop, in the Magnolia Collection. This is one of the oldest plant collections in the garden.
Bueno, les voy a dejar aquí, ¿ok? Les grabaré otro video siguientemente porque voy a tomar unas fotitos.
Magnolias create an unforgettable spectacle.
Adiós.